Hello, welcome to Game Over Gerkinman. I'm Gerkinman, and that little dot you see in the top right of the screen, there's Dixie Kong, and look at her go, she's going down to a little boat. Who's going on a little boat ride with us this week?
I suppose I am. My name's Adam. Cool boy man, whatever the hell you want to call me, I'm fine with it. I am a game programmer and I like Rareware a lot. And I mean a lot.
I got a quick question for you, Adam.
What?
Could you code something in a week that feels and plays just like these Donkey Kong Country games?
In a week? No way, that's too little time.
Not even just one level?
What about one level, yeah?
No, you got to start with the whole base engine and everything.
Yeah.
Could you do it in HTML5 for that Wii U platform?
What the fuck, motherfucker?
So. Alright, we'll get onto that. Alright, who else is here?
Hey, it's the voice actor board out here to join in on this great adventure. Yeah, I'll give it some great reviews very soon, coming up after this short break. Cue music now.
That was good, I like it.
It's Carbon Water. Also, not voice actor, because voice acting's hard.
No, it's not.
Too hard.
It's hard to do well.
Yeah.
Can everyone
It's hard to sound believable.
Well then. Hi everybody, it's Jess, Ernemir, Let's Player, voice actress. Yo.
Why are these owls shooting cheese and bacon
Fucking
balls?
cheese.
Because they
They're
can.
like, oh, you're hungry. Oops, it's too hot. I'll shoot another one. Oops, that one's too hot
That's
as well.
too hot. So you guys have cheese and bacon balls over there as well. Just the Cheeto?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they do. They're trying to cook them. They're not trying to chuck them in. Cook them up. They're actually meatballs.
Cheeto puffballs.
These owls need better glasses because they're aiming shit.
They are.
Well, the fact
There
that they're
weren't
shooting out of
glasses.
like little goblets doesn't help much either, I don't think.
Yeah.
Are they owls, Adam? In your scientific experience?
They
Yes,
look.
they're owls.
Thanks, Adam.
I was just saying, I don't know if they're wearing glasses or not. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it is a little bit hard to tell. That aiming sort of thing, that's kind of cool the way they actually follow you like that. Would that have been hard back then?
I mean, it depends.
You could just make something up. No one's going to fact check what we talk about. This is Unreal Engine 3, by the way, if anyone's wondering.
This is very steampunk, this stage.
I like these factory levels. I think
It's like
they're...
what's
Damn,
that
what the
game
fuck are
on
you doing?
Xbox?
I was probably talking to you, Jess, on Skype at the time since I was playing this on my Wii gamepad.
Oh, you had to play it on your
Well,
gamepad.
speaking,
Yeah, because
What?
if there's lag. There's lag if I play it through the TV through the capture card because it's got to get resized. It makes it very hard to play retro games and record them. But I try, even though I do record some games on emulators, I try to do as many on the actual platforms as I can. And by actual platforms, I mean on the virtual console, because running retro games through a HDMI cable natively looks a lot better than running them through a composite cable through a USB adapter, which is what I do with the Nintendo 64 games. That said, Nintendo 64 games just look like shit no matter what you do, just because
Yeah.
that video card is the fuzziest fucking thing. Can we talk about that, Adam? I know you have a bit of an understanding of this. Didn't Nintendo's, like, the PS1's super pixelated with no aliasing, but the picture's sharp, whereas the 64, Nintendo said we don't want it to look pixelated like that, so we'll just blur the ever-loving shit out of it. We'll just rub the graphics card in Vaseline so it comes out looking really blurry. Is that how it happened?
Not
Yes.
exactly.
Okay. How exactly did it happen? Why does it look so blurry?
Not completely sure, to be honest.
Oh, okay. That's just what I heard. I heard that was their way of getting around the shitty looking textures, was just to put like a filtering effect on everything when it was rendering it.
Yeah. I do know about that effect, however. Not quite the history of it, but basically, if you have a pixel, a red one, and you have a green one right next to it, in between those pixels, they would kind of blend and blur together, and you would have a weird... I mean, I should have chosen better colors, but Oh, you would have a yellow kind of. It would go from red, green, red, yellow, and green.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. And I explained it piss poorly, but whatever. It's late here.
Oh, now I get it.
The it's late gave it away. That was the bit that really clicked in my head. Anyway, so those are your options. So basically, the way of achieving colors was to blur two other colors. That's how they were.
Well, you had Nintendo use 5-bit colors. Actually, not 5-bit, 15-bit. Basically, these days you have most use 24-bit, which means you have 8 bits for red, 8 bits for green, 8 bits for blue. But for Nintendo 64, you only had 5, which kind of shrunk the amount of options you could use for colors for. And each texture on top of that could only use 16 different colors.
So was that just to keep performance quick?
It's just hardware limitations, basically.
Because I know for some dumb reason, unlike they should have used a Super Nintendo sound chip, because I guess they couldn't because it was made by Sony. But the 64 sound chip, like every sound channel or every sound effect used the RAM as well, didn't it? That was the way the architecture was built, which doesn't seem like a very practical way of doing audio, and that's why so many Nintendo 64 games have terrible sounding music.
No, they don't.
I would say, compared to like, you got Red Book audio on the PlayStation 1, which sounds a lot better than...
Well, I'm not saying that Nintendo 64 was better in the audio department than PlayStation 1. I'm just saying it wasn't bad.
No, it was a little more limited.
Yeah, of course it was.
And it was all MIDI as well. Like, you listen to because I not long finished recording Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and they're all, like, really horrible MIDI renditions of famous Star Wars music, and it's just like, oh, my ears. Whereas Shadows of the Empire had a compressed soundtrack, but that game was very small, so they could do that.
Yeah.
And there you go. There's some facts about the console that this game isn't running on, kids.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember trading my Nintendo 64 to a schoolmate to borrow this game for a while. Actually, this game came out after the Nintendo... I see what you did there. This game came out after the Nintendo 64 had launched, didn't it?
Did it?
1996?
What? It was out
Not
before
sure.
that released.
We'll look into that between episodes, so I think the Nintendo 64... Jess is already on the case.
Because I remember
Yeah,
playing on
look
Super
up
Nintendo
Wikipedia.
before it even came out. Is that what we're talking about? Before it came
No,
out?
well, I know, like, when you go to Wrinkly's Save Cave, there's a Nintendo 64 plugged into Wrinkly's television. I think this... Jess has the facts.
We have an
Cold hard
announcement.
facts.
So, the Nintendo 64 launched June 23rd, 1996 in Japan. Donkey Kong Country 3 came out...
1995.
November 22nd, 1996. So, yes, this game did come out after the Nintendo 64 came out in Japan.
Yeah,
What
about
Japan,
the
they
US
get everything. They have
And
Wi-Fi
2 months
internet.
after it came out in North America.
70s.
So it was actually... So it was out after the Nintendo 64 in America as well?
Launched in Japan. No, it
Oh.
came out after North America launch.
Oh, okay.
Because the Nintendo 64 didn't launch in 2000, holy shit, 1997, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay. Well, that's still in one country.
Yeah.
Well, it's still kind of neat though. People playing on the they're playing this on their Super NES, and they get to see the Nintendo 64 or the Ultra 64, as I'm sure it was called back in them days, in the Wrinkly's
Ultra?
little. That's what it was called originally, wasn't it? It was the Project 64, and then it
Really?
was the Ultra 64, and then they settled on Nintendo 64, from memory.
Nintendo always
Yeah.
had different code names. It's like, it's called the Dolphin. Wait, no, it's called the GameCube. Just kidding.
Wonder when they're going to get rid of the Wii brand.
I think,
Surely by
I
next
think after
console.
by the Wii U, because it's been a bit of a disaster. Because people, what the fuck is Kitty doing? It's just running there while I'm not
Man,
moving.
a useless fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure Nintendo's going to ditch the Wii name after the Wii U because it's not selling. Because people still think the gamepad is like an accessory to the original Wii. People aren't getting the whole Wii console
getting it.
idea. They're not getting it. That's why. That's
They
part of
just
the
should
reason
have called
it's
it the
not
Wii
selling.
2, and there you go, problem solved.
I'll just call it something else.
They
like-
failed with their launch. They got too fucking... They got too antsy. They're like, oh, let's release it. Let's do it now. Do it now.
I don't think they launched it at a bad time. I think it was good they beat the competition out because
Really?
because the PS4 and the Xbox One are fucking 10 billion times as powerful. So Yeah, I think that's right. I just think they went about marketing it all wrong. And by that I mean they didn't even fucking market the thing. Which is about as all wrong as you can get in marketing terms. But yeah, calling the first marketing mistake they made was calling it the Wii U. That
You.
I understand why they did it, but it confuses consumers.
They're trying to be too clever with the whole we and us and you and me and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all we. It's together. It's a family console. It's gonna be fun for everyone. Fuck off, mate.
I think they were hoping that because the Wii was such a success by putting Wii in the name, it would work like this. And, you know, when the Wii came out, they were trying to... The whole Wii thing with the little eyes, you know, that was basically taken from the Apple thing, but...
Yeah.
Apple's kind of, like, not doing anywhere near as well as they were back then either, so... What are your thoughts on all this, Adam, the state of Nintendo at the moment?
Yeah, I hope they get back on their feet, and I have a feeling that they will because they're Nintendo, and they've been in worse situations.
Yeah, it's worth noting everyone keeps freaking out. They're like, oh, Nintendo needs to get out of consoles and before they go bankrupt, and it's like, oh, they're going to go the way of Sega.
Nintendo has enough money to last them until, like, 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't they say they could lose, like, $250 million per year and they'd still be fine for, like, 20 years?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Because they're the kind of company that's been, like, pocketing money since the 1800s.
Damn.
Nintendo as a company's fine. If you're one of their shareholders, though, or if you invested shares in the company, yeah, not so much. If you bought shares just before the Wii came out, you were, like, laughing all the way to the bank. But if you didn't sell them again before the Wii U came out, then, yeah, that's...
Next generation, they're gonna do even better? Ah, shit.
Yeah.
I still have my Wii. I don't play it, though.
I didn't have my Wii when it was still the in thing. Unless, like, I might have played one game a year on it. If I was lucky. There's some fantastic games on it. Speaking of which, the next game that we're playing on this channel is a Wii game. Wow, it'll be the first one we've played on here. Mario Galaxy. I don't mind telling people now. It's alright.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna come out for a long ass fucking time.
Yeah, I know.
When?
This probably won't be out until October.
What? Fuck that. Put it up tomorrow.
Oh yeah, this is when Squawks finally comes back and he can't shoot nuts for... There's only one level in this game where Squawks can actually spit nuts, and that pissed me off.
Purple.
He's purple in Donkey Kong Country 2 as well when you can't spit nuts with him.
Well, at least here you can pick up barrels. So
well, yeah, they're trying to do something interesting with the fact that he's defenseless.
At least it's not as bad as he was in DKC 2, where he could only go down.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say DKC 1, where all he could do was blind the player. That was a real good ability. Thanks, Squawks. Watch out!
He still makes that creepy choking noise, though, whenever you get hurt.
I don't know who did the voice of Squawks, but I wonder if they actually, like, choked him into a microphone to get that. What do you think Squawks should sound like? And then someone just ran up to him in the recording booth and fucking strangled him.
I'm sure they're just making random noises. Like, that kind of sounds like a bird noise. Throw it in.
Yeah. We could go record some actual birds, or
do your own.
Yeah. His animation's
Fuck it, we ain't got the time. This game needs to come out tomorrow. What do we do?
I do very much enjoy Squawks'
I like it.
Flying animation.
I like it.
I really would have loved to have seen what Rare could have done with these pre-rendered graphics on the Nintendo 64.
They could have made a fucking good game.
They could have made a pretty game. Because Yoshi's story, like, aside from being super low res, still looks pretty cool with all its pre-rendered stuff.
This camera.
Yeah, the camera in here is really fucking annoying. What is your opinion, Adam? What did you think Rare could have accomplished if they kept using these pre-rendered things onto the more powerful hardware?
Well, I think they could really pushed it. They could have, like, made it in the same style, but more detailed.
I guess people would have complained.
Well, they would complain even if it was the polar opposite, whatever that is.
It's just funny going back to things in retrospect. Like, Donkey Kong 64 was supposed to be like, wow, this game looks amazing, but you go back to it now, these look better. These have aged better, and these haven't aged all that well, to be fair. But they've aged better
That's still a
visually
lot of
than
fun.
Donkey Kong 64 has. I just mean visually because of the low resolution. If these were like, if they just re-rendered all this animation in HD, it'd look beautiful.
Oh, I'd love that. If they remade these in HD, I would buy them for like $100 each.
Absolutely.
Remember how I got all excited because last year was supposed to be the 10th. No, it was the 20th anniversary of Donkey Kong Country, and they went off the Wii shop, and I was like, I bet you they're doing something for the anniversary, but they're going to do something awesome. And then nothing happened. It makes me wonder why they took Donkey Kong Country off the. I thought it was because they were going to do a collection like they did with Super Mario All Stars, and they re-released that, and they recently did a Kirby one as well, which was pretty cool.
They probably got something up their sleeve, I reckon.
I don't know. There are a lot of talks now where even though Nintendo owns these games, there's some like royalties going to Rare or something, and that's made them not want to keep selling them.
Oh.
It's probably because they didn't really have a big hand in it like they did with Mario Kirby.
Yeah, but they still own the games.
It's like, we didn't really make these games, somebody else made them, so we're not really proud of them, so...
You know what I've wondered? I've always wondered, why did they stop putting... If they're using Donkey Kong and all that from Rare, why did they stop using K. Rool as the main fucking boss guy?
Because K. Rool is owned by Rare.
Oh, well, that's just fucking bullshit.
Not really.
Just buy him.
All the Kremlins and everything are owned by Rare, so they can use them in new games if they want. They could put them into, what's that game they're working on? Connect Sports 7 or whatever it is?
No one would care because they don't have their own games anymore, so it's like, eh.
But there were those Donkey Kong games for the Game Boy Advance, which K. Rool was in those, so...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Game Boy Advance ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because they were just remakes of these.
Well, they were made by Rare, and at the time, and pretty much now, there was no competition for mobile with Microsoft, so they really didn't care if they made stuff.
Yeah, that was back. I remember they redid Diddy Kong Racing for the Nintendo DS as well.
Yeah, and then after that, they destroyed the handheld team at Rare.
Yeah, there was a Viva Pinata game. THQ were publishing Rare's handheld games. There's a Viva Pinata game which wasn't as good. Anyway, that was that. So thanks Jess, thanks Sean, thanks Adam, thanks Dylan. We're going to come back to you next time with some theories as to why Donkey Kong Country is not on any of the virtual consoles anymore. I'm sure Adam might have some ideas. Maybe.
Yeah,
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not.